Good morning, my millionaire growth partners. My name is Otis Tucker, the world's first trillionaire. I am creating heaven on earth, people, and the way that I do it, number one, is I help people to realize that what they consider to be their soul is the Spirit of God. Therefore, God lives inside of you. And all you have to do is take claim to that, people, and then God can use you as a vessel to transform this world. I am also creating financial freedom for billions of people across this world, and the way that I do it is that I have realized that the greatest asset in this entire world is people. Therefore, people, in the spiritual realm, I am creating means and ways to help people to get paid to exist, man. And that will materialize in our 3D world with time. I am also creating a million millionaires. I am the greatest leader that ever lived. I am God, people, and most important is that I manifest the words I speak. My message for you today, people, is that you must be hungry, man, to succeed in life. You know, it's like, I think it was Les Brown that said it, man. The first tape that I heard from Les Brown back in the day is he was applying for a job at a radio station. I'll never forget it, man. And I think it was about, he went there like about 4 days in a row, give or take. And every day he went, the guy he's looking, so like, sir, Mr. Butterbread or whatever the hell the man's name was, man. He was like, hey, I'm looking for a job to work here at the radio station. The man was like, no. Came back the next day, he was like, no. Third day, sir, you need me to go get some coffee for you? No. And I think the fourth day when he got in there, the guy was like, you know what? Here's the keys. Go pick up, I think it was Diana Ross or something at the airport, you know? My point that I'm trying to get at, people, is that, persistent always wins, man, with time, I don't care what it is that persistence always pay off. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how do you develop persistence for yourself? I think more or less that is indeed the topic. Is that you have to be hungry, man. And it's like, you have to get to the point, people, where you're sick and tired of your situation, man. Whether it's financial wise, whether it's your health wise, whether it's your relationships. I mean, whatever the case is, people, you have to get tired of the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And choose that you deserve and want something way better than what you have. And see, once you get to that point where you truly develop the desire for something better than what you have, that in itself is what hunger looks like, people, is to have a really strong desire to have the things that you want. In this case, the visions that you see for yourself, whether it's to live a certain lifestyle, whether it's to develop your spiritual gifts, whether it's to go on the spiritual journey, whatever the hell it is that you desire, man, is that your level of desire equals your level of hunger. And the more hungrier you are, people, is the more you're willing to do what is necessary, to put in the work that is necessary, to put in the work ethic, because I'm going to tell you, if it was easy, everybody would have already had it, people. So obviously it's not that dang easy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you have to be willing, man, to do the work that is necessary, and your willingness to do the work is dependent on your level of desire, is dependent on your level of hunger. So my suggestion to you today, people, is to really spark passion in yourself, man. Is you want to look at your life and be like, you know what, how long are you willing to tolerate all these things that you say you don't want? How long are you willing to tolerate not having enough? How long are you willing to tolerate having poor health or fitness? You know what I'm saying? You got to get to that point, man, where you're like, you know what? I'm over this shit. I am over it. I am freaking over it, man. And I want better. You know what I'm saying? And only you can decide that for yourself, people. I don't care how much motivation you listen to, how much stuff you listen to. That is a decision that you must make yourself. And I'm suggesting today for you to reflect over your life and look at all the areas that you want to improve and be like, okay, how long have your situation been like that? And if you're being honest with yourself, for some people it's decades, for some people it's years and years, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you have to make a decision, man, that damn it, you deserve better. You know what I'm saying? And that's a key place to start, people, is that a lot of time, one of the biggest reasons why most people don't succeed is because they don't think they deserve it. You know what I'm saying? And in order for you to get to that point where you feel like you deserve it, is you must make peace with your past. Anything that make you feel guilt and shame, people, forgive yourself. You know what I'm saying? I always use this analogy. Listen, the Spirit of God been in with you, been inside of you your entire life. That means that when you've been at your worst, when you've done your worst, the Spirit of God was there with you, man. And if God can forgive you, people, which he has, then my question to you is that why don't you forgive yourself? You know what I'm saying? Forgive yourself, man. Make peace with your past, people, so that way you don't feel guilt and shame, because that will rob you of your ability to feel like you deserve better or good things in life, people. So that's a good place to start too, to help you with developing your desire and your level of hunger, is that you must make peace with your past. So far I've covered two main ways how you do it. Make peace with your past, and also just realize and tell yourself, speak it out loud if you need to, that you're sick and tired of the lack and limitation of the things that you truly want and, in my opinion, deserve. You know what I'm saying? So people, that is for the most part the two main ways. I mean, get creative. There's 10 answers to every problem, so it's like, why not expand on that? Challenge your mind to figure out ways that are specific for you on how you can develop your level of motivation in yourself, your level of desire, your level of hunger, people, because the truth is, that's what it's gonna take, man, for you to do what is necessary, for you to put in the amount of work that is necessary, for you to not give up. You know what I'm saying? Every time you find yourself feeling like you want to give up, just remind yourself what you're going back to. You're going back to something you do not want, people. You've lived that average way of living most of your life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why would you want to go back to that? It's worth the risk, man. It's worth the risk to push yourself to levels and heights that you've never done before, so that you can attain and accomplish the things that you want. It's like, what the hell do you got to lose? In my opinion, freaking nothing, man. Because here's what happens. You go out here every day, you give it your best shot. The worst thing that can happen, people, is you fail. Well, shit, that's a part of the process. Get used to that. You know what I'm saying? Because every time you fail, people, you're failing forward because you're learning lessons. You're taking lessons away from the experience. And as long as you're taking lessons away from the experience, people, then you're freaking winning, man. You are winning, you know? Because now when you try again, you're trying a lot smarter than you was the last time you tried. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you got to love about life, man, is that every day to me is like a reset. It's like, okay, you go out here, you give your best effort. Things work out. Some days you hit it out the park, man. Those are great. Those have lessons too. Figure out what works. Whatever worked for you, double down on that the next day, you know. Whatever do not work, then you need to revise your plan. Okay, that didn't work out. What can I try tomorrow that'll make a difference? And if you go with that mindset and that attitude every single day, people, you can see how you have no choice but to succeed. You have no choice but to overcome. And that's what persistence look like, people, is to never give up, never quit on yourself. Because I'm telling you, man, the spoils in life goes to the people that never quit. And as long as you're willing to adapt and learn and be humble enough to accept your fault and be accountable for your actions, then you will always be growing, people. And it's just a matter of time before you materialize and manifest everything that your heart desire, everything that God has shown you in your visions, you know? It's worth the work, people. I promise you that. Shout out to my co-creators, man, of Heaven and Earth International. People, obviously, this is the space where we are indeed creating heaven on this beautiful earth, man. And, you know, it's like the ball is in our court, you know. It's in our court because we get to use our God-given talent, man, and tapping into our spirit to basically use our imagination to create ways on how we can elevate, to raise the frequency of this entire world. You know, we have the conscious choice of choosing intentionally to be positive, to do positive things, to say positive things, because we understand that our words is life and death. So by us choosing to speak positivity, we're speaking life. Speak life into anybody that come around you, man. Encourage people, you know. You'd be surprised, man, the effect that you have on people if you intentionally just choose to be positive. You know, you don't know what people are dealing with, man. And in these days and times, most people are dealing with some crazy shit in their lives. You know what I'm saying? And just being positive, man, makes the world a difference. You know, it's like it warms their heart for a little bit. They feel a little better about themselves. They feel better about their day. And it's like, to me, that's what winning is, man. I love that. To me, that excites me. It excites me to know that people's lives are getting better. People are being healed emotionally, physically, and spiritually. That really not only resonate with me, but it really like drives me, man. You know what I'm saying? And people that are part of this collective, that is indeed our mission. That is indeed our purpose here, is to really raise the consciousness of this world, to raise people from the 3D realm to the 5D realm. And the way we do it is obviously, besides just speaking life into people, is we speak life into ourselves. We change our self-talk to make sure that they're always positive. We forgive ourselves for our past, because you can't change that, so you might as well make peace with it. And, you know, it's like our self-development, man. Every single day we're getting better. And it's like every single day, if you're getting better, then believe me when I tell you, you're inspiring people just by them watching you. Because people is always going to be watching people. So you might as well just give them a good show. Go ahead and work on yourself. You know what I mean? You are the movie. You work on yourself. You're the director. You're the actor. You're all of that. Get busy creating your amazing life, man. Being your higher version of yourself, so that the Spirit of God can use you to transform this world with me. People, benefits real quick, I say, to be a part of this organization. And these gifts you can't buy, people. These gifts, you only embody them as the Spirit of God start working on you. The more you tap into your spirit, is the more you receive these benefits. Number one is peace, people. You will have a peace that you've never experienced before. And the way you know that you have peace, people, is that you're always calm. Regardless of what's going on, you're calm. You know what I'm saying? And that's very hard for a lot of people to do that, but you have that naturally with the Spirit of God being risen inside of you. Another thing, people, is joy and happiness, man. You find that you have a genuine joy that's just bursting through you, man. It's like you glow like a freaking glow lamp. You know what I'm saying? It's like the joy just permeates all throughout you, man, where you feel good about yourself. You feel good about what you're doing, and you feel good about your purpose. You know what I'm saying? It's a genuine joy because God is using you. So that joy comes through you. You're naturally happy. Another thing too, people, is love, man. Love. That's something that you become love. You know what I'm saying? Where you have love and compassion for others, and people find themselves naturally having love and compassion for you. You know what I'm saying? Because again, it's like, you know, God is in all of us, people. You know, everybody have a soul. Every living being have a soul. So God is in everybody. So as you become love, you know, the God that's in those people, they have no choice but to reciprocate that for you. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's directly or indirectly, it doesn't really matter. My point is, though, is that love becomes your portion. Favor become your portions, people. Oh my God, man. God will bless you, man. He will literally put you in rooms that you never even know exist, much less being in there. He will have opportunities come hunt you down. They will find you, people. You know what I'm saying? Favor will find you, man, because that is indeed your portion. Blessings, people. That's one of my favorite, is that God uses, in a sense, He guides our step, He guides our words, He guides our heart, to where anything that we touch, it must prosper, man, because the favor and blessing of God is up on our lives. So anything that we do must succeed. You know what I'm saying? Last but not least, and one of my favorite, man, is God's protection over your life. When you doing the work of God, man, listen to me. Touch not God's anointed, because people, that would ruin your life. I promise you. You know what I'm saying? There's a level of protection that God put around His servants, man. People that's out here doing this work, we are protected. And not just from God, but you got your ancestors that join in that force, in the universe that's in that force with you. So it's like you're protected all the way around, man. Where no weapon that ever form against you can ever prosper, people, because that is indeed our portions. In order to be a part of this collective and receive these benefits, people, because you can't buy them. Number one is that you must choose to believe that the Spirit of God lives inside of you. Number two, people, is that yes, you need to follow my page and you need to watch my videos every day. As you watch my videos every day, then you're receiving downloads as I speak to your soul, people, because that's who I'm talking to. That is my audience. As I speak to you, I'm literally speaking to your soul, the Spirit of God that's inside of you. And I'm relaying messages that is elevating the spirit inside of you to rise up and take charge of your life, man, which is the goal. Believe me, you want that, people. Last but not least, man, is that you must speak your truth. You know, authenticity is the new currency of Heaven and Earth International. And the way that works, people, is you speak your truth. And I always like to clarify, the truth that I'm talking about is not your present circumstances, because that is a temporary situation in this matrix that we live. Because most people, if they're being honest, they're in a situation that they're not totally happy about. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just a pit stop along your way to your highest version of yourself. So the truth I'm speaking about is your journey to go from where you are to being the highest version of yourself, where you become a vessel that the Spirit of God can use to transform this world. I want you to talk about your experience. I want you to talk about the things that you're working on, because as you share your knowledge, what you're doing is you're giving people that can relate to you a blueprint on how to transform their lives, just like you are, just like I'm doing. You see what I'm saying? And that's how we transform this world, people. Shout out to Jamaica, man, who is the eye of this world. Shout out to Africa, who is the mother of this world. Shout out to the entire Caribbean and the African diaspora worldwide. People, I say this. Obviously, you know, right now it's a big push in rebuilding Jamaica right now. I must say that I am extremely grateful, man, for all the local people right there in Jamaica. You got the Chinese community stepping up big time. You got a lot of the artists stepping up big time. You know what I mean? And I just see people, even average people, man, that's walking around every day like they're really, but that part I'm used to. That's part of what Jamaica is strongly built on, community. So it's no surprise there to see all the people coming from all over the country to help St. Elizabeth and other parishes that's been hit hard, you know? I really enjoy seeing that. That really warms my heart and makes me feel very happy. You know what I'm saying? And not only there, man, international wise, I see people here in the US, Canada, all around the world, man, that's really contributing to Jamaica. And I'm extremely happy to see that. The only thing I still haven't seen, people, and it really does bother me, maybe I'm just not seeing it, but if you do see it, people, man, share the links with me. I'd like to highlight these people, is Africa. Where the heck is Africa in this? Like, I don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? We're here uniting the Caribbean and Africa. Shit, Jamaica is the eye of the world. It's also the eye of the Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? It's like, in order for you to unite, man, I need to see unity. I don't see or hear nothing about anybody from Africa, any country over there that's contributing or helping in Jamaica. Now, maybe they intend to. I don't know about it, but I like to hear about it, because right now, it doesn't look that united. I promise you that. You know what I'm saying? Actions speak louder than words, people. Rhetoric is just noise. Action, people, yield result. Talk is just words, man. Now, talk does, words do create things. But I will say, man, I want to see some actions from these African leaders over there. What are you contributing to the cause of Jamaica, you know? So I'll be looking out for that, man. Just keep this in mind, people. United we stand, divided we fall. People, we must choose to stand united. That's the only way we fulfill on God's promise, which is to bring about the greatest prosperity period that this world have ever seen. And that's right here, coming out of the Caribbean, Africa, and the black diaspora worldwide, people. This is our time to rise. We need to rise united, people. Let's stand united, man. I'm really looking forward to seeing and hearing stuff out of Africa. Right now, I don't see or hear much of nothing as far as their contribution. So I really look forward to hearing and seeing that, okay? Anyways, man, my declarations over your life, people. Number one is that you are a millionaire. You are married to the person of your dreams. You have amazing health and is in the best shape of your life, man. My prayer for you today, people, is that the Spirit of God will raise up that hunger, man, that desire inside of you that I know that it takes in order for you to elevate, to become your highest version of yourself, and to succeed in any and all aspects of your life, people. That is critically necessary. Develop the passion, the desire to do these things. That way you're willing to do the work. Blessings on to y'all, people. Y'all have an amazing day, and we'll talk tomorrow.